So guys, welcome back guys. I'm just going to make some quick analysis on gold. So let's starting from the monthly time frame. We said price has made a rejection at around that level. It has made for the past 3 months. Price has been rejecting this level. Okay, so this level around here, price has been rejecting it. So I shall first of all drop to the Awesome oscillator indicator and I see if price has any divergence setups. Okay, so price is actually acting normal. We are seeing price is making higher highs, even on the level is also making higher highs. So you see price is making higher highs, even the oscillator is also making higher highs. So I think that's good as per par. So given that information, price could just be making a short pullback before it continues even rolling higher. Okay, so that's not confirmation that we should take our sales. Okay, so I shall first of all remove this indicator. So go to the weekly time frame. Okay, so in the weekly time frame, we want to first of all see if there's a bit of a divergence. Let's first be using this Awesome oscillator. Let's first be using it on our charts still. So we see that on the Awesome oscillator, price is still respecting. I have no setups here, it's not so clear. Let me first go to the daily time frame. Okay, let's first move this triangle. Okay, that's better. And what do we observe? Well, you observe that price has made kind of a Quasimodo setup around here. So price was making lower lows and then higher highs. Okay, so with that in mind, you can simply just wait for price to pull back towards an optimal buying area. So this is the optimal buying area. Okay, so you will just simply place in your buy limits around that area. So wait for price to drop all the way to this area, and then you can take our buys from there. Because the overall trend is bullish, we haven't yet formed a new reason for us to sell. Okay, we don't have any confidence for us to continue selling. So with gold, you have to keep that in mind, because the moment you start going against the general trend on the high time frame, that's when your account can be said to be gone, or that's when your strategy now can suck. Okay, so on the daily we are using that, and then we have another kind of demand zone. Okay, I'm expecting if price is able to come to that area, this is just a key level. It doesn't have too much confluence, but we can look to the left so that we have some bit of what support and resistance area. Let's first switch to the some bit of support and resistance here. Let's first switch to the line chart. Okay, let's first, this is the real candle. Let's first switch to the live chart, the line chart. Okay, so on the line chart we see that price has been rejecting this area around there. Okay, where I put my here, that's where price has been rejecting a lot for the past candles. Okay, so that even there price came, pushed up, then if price comes to that area again, we are expecting some push up. Okay, so given that in mind, we simply now just switch back to our normal chart, which is the candlestick. So what is price doing? Well, price is rejecting, price is continuing lower. Okay, and when price is continuing lower, you have to be vigilant. So we go to the H1 and see if we have any setups. Remember, the overall trend is bullish, the overall trend is buying, so you don't have to have any fear for you to take your buys. So the H1, you see that price has already made some bit of we have some bit of demand zone around here. Okay, so this is the first time the price has come to this demand zone, so we're expecting some good rejection, but instead price is just playing around. Price is just playing. This is a Asian session anyways, so I don't expect price to to move that much. Okay, don't expect price to move that much. All right, let's first move these arrows. So on the hourly chart, if price is able to break this demand zone, then we can look for even entries, because price has already broken, has not yet broken this demand zone. Okay, so if price is able to push below, then I just look for where I can do what, take my entries. Price is a fresh demand zone, so we expect price to reject a bit. Let's go to the M15 and see if we have any setups. Well, in the M15, price has already made a kind of rejection. So if price is, as long as price is able to break this supply zone, then you can look for entries to take the price higher towards this demand zone. Supply zone up here. Okay, so if price is able to break here, this demand zone, then it has potential. There's potential for it to continue at, experience some bit of a pullback, and then afterwards you can take our buys up to this demand area. That's the setup I'm looking for right now, because market is in a general buying momentum, so I don't usually go against the trend. So yeah, I think that's it for gold currently. For GBP CHF, let me first see. You want to trade it from the weekly time. This is a new month, so you can first of all go to the weekly time frame just to take the trend. The trend is bearish. Okay, the trend is very bearish. Now, given that in mind, you go to the weekly time frame. We said the trend is also bearish. Okay, go to the daily time frame. Trend is also bearish. We have some supply zone here. You have a supply zone there. So as long as price may, this is the first supply zone. So we may wait for price to pull back to that supply zone, and then we can take our sales from there. Okay, nothing new. I just wait for price to pull back to that supply zone, then you take our sales from there. So on the H4, well, price has stopped. On the H4 it isn't so clear, because here you have a fresh supply zone, fresh demand zone that price hasn't yet tapped. So expect that if price taps this demand zone, we may expect some pullbacks along the way. We may expect some bit of a pullback along the way. So for H1, we have any setup on the H1. Let's first switch to the line chart and see if we have any setups. Okay, you can see that here we have a bit of QM. Okay, QM. See that price made a lower low, and then it made a higher high. Price made a lower, then a higher high. Okay, so the optimal buying zone for this QM is usually on the left shoulder. This is where you can take your entries from the left shoulder towards the head. Okay, but then you realize that price has already rejected once from this level. If you notice, this was the first rejection that price made. If around there, price came, rejected from that zone. So currently we may break this zone, and then we should break that zone, wait for a pullback towards a supply area, then we can take ourselves from there. Okay, so let's just wait for GBP CHF. Shall just wait a bit. Let's first move all our drawings, because they're really confusing. Okay. Okay, that's how it's looking on GBP CHF, but we can just look for areas where we have H4. Does H4 have any areas or the weekly? Quickly have this area around here. Okay. Yeah, I see that price actually just rejected continue higher from that area. So you also have another area around here. These are areas whereby price, if it could drop, it could make some rejections. Okay. So yeah, that's it for GBP/CHF. We are selling, but you have to sell with caution. Already here we have another course model. Okay. Have a lower low. Then you have a higher high. So in most of the cases, we just wait for price to pull back to the left shoulder, and then we take our buys from there. So, but this is M15, and remember the overall trend is really bearish. Okay, so then just tamper. So let me just wait for some setups in the forthcoming future. But gold, we have to wait for a bit of gold. Have to wait a bit. So that's it